Many Christmases ago, there lived a wine podcast host named Duncan Henry Scrooge. Many people knew Scrooge, but not because he was popular, and certainly not because he was funny or handsome. The name Duncan became synonymous with poorly produced podcasts, and his name was often used in place of other words like cunt and hairy bag of dicks. Duncan Henry Scrooge made his name in wine podcasting with his friend Alexis Cornelius Marley. Scrooge did everything he could to get Marley to enjoy wine. He wrote songs, made comedy sketches, and even carefully paired reasonably priced food with the wine. Yet, no matter the progress Marley made, Scrooge was never content and continued to pursue his goal with vigor. It was the night before Christmas, and Duncan Scrooge stepped out of his podcast studio and stood over his ethnically ambiguous assistant Greg, who was effortlessly squatting over a laptop.
Ah, Greg,
said Scrooge.
Have you finished editing the Full Mouth Feeling Christmas special yet?
Not yet, Mr. Scrooge, sir. I'm very sorry. It just, you keep on adding more and more content.
Greg objected meekly.
Well, you'll have to come in tomorrow to finish then.
But Mr. Scrooge, tomorrow is Christmas Day and I need to be with my family. Tiny Greg will ever be so sad if I'm not slap squatting with him. So I don't know for how many Christmases he'll be around because of the alcoholism.
Fine,
said Scrooge dryly.
But you'll have to pull a double shift on Boxing Day for the New Year's special.
Bless you, Mr. Scrooge.
Greg said as he reached out for his coat on his way out.
Have yourself a Merry Christmas.
Christmas. Bar Winebug.
With that, he went back into his podcast studio to work on a sketch that promised to offend Scottish plumbers. As he sat in front of his computer, he heard a strange noise. Something fizzing, preceded by a pop. Again and again. At first, he thought it was something coming from the street, but when he heard it again, it was definitely coming from upstairs, where he lived with Marley. As he slowly crept upstairs, stepping cautiously because of his gout, he heard a loud belch coming from the living room. Scrooge's face turned white, but not as white as the all too familiar figure he saw slouched in an armchair, watching Dodgy Drivers compilations on TV. It was Alexis Marley, and he was drinking beer.
Are you actually drinking beer?
Asked Scrooge.
After all the work I've put into our podcast, like what the diddly fuck, bro?
Marley shrugged without taking his eyes off the screen. Scrooge grabbed the remaining beers from the fridge and poured them down the drain. Marley let out a sigh, turned off the TV, and swiveled around to face Scrooge.
You're gonna have to stop this, Duncan. Greg and I have grown really tired of all this. That's why tonight you will be visited by free spirits who will open your heart.
Oh, well, they're not Welsh, are they?
Asked Scrooge, but Marley was already gone.
It's not racist! I just don't trust him in the house, you know?
Scrooge shouted down the stairs.
The Full Mouth Feeling Christmas Carol will be right back. Take some wine, sip it down, and fill yourself with cheer. The festive season is about, and all the port will give you gout.
It's that time of year.
For a Christmas episode. The Full Mouth. The Full Mouth Feeling. Special Christmas episode. The Full Mouth. The Full Mouth Feeling. A special Christmas episode.
Those full mouth feels. Hello.
Hi.
And welcome to the Full Mouth Feeling Christmas special episode.
Merry Christmas.
Ho,
ho,
Ho, ho. My name is Duncan Henry Kemp,
My name is Alexis Steele.
and this is the Full Mouth Feeling.
Yes,
But
yes, it is. Oh,
it's not just any old episode. It's not just, here's episode 9. It's a Christmas special.
mainly because we are not gonna number it.
Oh, yeah, also, we're not that organised.
We are the worst.
Yes. But yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all our listeners. Greg. It's a pretty standard episode, but instead of wine, we have fortified wine. We have port.
Future Duncan's gonna regret this decision.
Yeah. Very near future Duncan's he's gonna be pretty upset with me, this guy right now.
Well, let's preface this by saying this wasn't the original plan.
No,
this wasn't the original plan. But because of, let's say, a computer malfunction and then a human malfunction, I was a human. We are missing some audio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, what happened was the original episode that we recorded for the Christmas special, we had a mulled wine cook-off. Alexis and I, we both cooked our own separate mulled wines, and the best mulled wine won. But of
Yeah,
course,
it
there's no
certainly did.
there's no evidence of that now. So all we can do is we can speculate.
Well, I mean, I do have the remains of the episode.
Yeah, I mean,
And they're all like, I've managed to salvage some from my poor hard drive. It didn't want to give it up. Like, half the episode was definitely corrupted. However, we have the remains of it, and we also have a special guest, Harry Chrisikopoulos, who's like an actual wine. So in case Greg hasn't listened to the previous episodes, which I doubt he has.
pretty sure he hasn't.
No. He was a special guest in episode 2, and now he is again here today. So without any further ado, let's see how the best mulled wine won.
Dreaming of a full mouth feeling, a special Christmas episode.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you
Christmas,
too,
Harry.
sir.
I'm Harry Chrisikopoulos, and I'm a wine sommelier. I'm really, really glad I'm here with you.
Yeah, I mean, I believe you, but you're definitely a liar.
People might remember that we had Harry on earlier in the show, but here he is in the flesh, and in a very Christmassy mood because it's our Christmas special.
So today, what we're going to do is Alexis and I, we've made rival mulled wines. I've made one and you've made one.
Yeah, because what is more Christmassy than mulled wine?
Sucking on Santa Claus balls or something. That would be quite Christmassy. Yeah. And Harris, you're here to tell us who has made the superior mulled wine.
Perfect.
I don't want to sway your decision or anything, but mine's probably a lot better.
I don't want to sway your decision the other way, but mine's probably Greeker.
Oh.
So
okay.
you're going to win, Duncan, don't worry.
Okay. We didn't really set strict parameters, but we tried not to follow any recipe.
No, I've not actually looked at any recipe at all. The only thing that I did see was the picture on a mulled wine kit when I was looking at it, and I was like, I've got most of those things, and I added a little bit of a thing of my own.
Cheeky.
I winged it quite a bit.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I did. So I've made mulled wine before.
Yeah.
But not for a long time. So I did have a cheeky look at a recipe. But I looked at the ingredients.
Monster.
I know. I looked at the ingredients because I couldn't remember really the essence of... And the thing is, I'm glad I did because I would have boiled it. I would have turned it up to 11.
Oh.
And I'm glad that I read a little bit about it at first because, of course, if as Harris will tell us, if you boil it, it's very bad times. It's
Yes, and unfortunately, if you boil it, you're going to lose the alcohol. So there's no
Exactly.
need for you to drink it.
Oh, what if you add quite a bit of extra alcohol, though?
Then you're making a more like a Swedish or Scandinavian type of mulled wine. They used to infuse it with alcohol.
But it does still count as mulled wine.
Yes, if
Okay.
you use it, yes, it's a mulled wine.
It's all kosher. So, maybe set the scene for us, Harris. Maybe tell us about mulled wine. Maybe you know a backstory about mulled wine.
Actually, mulled wine is a product that you can find in most of the countries, especially in the cold ones. You can find it as Glühwein, as Grotto, as Vin Chaud. And the main purpose is to
Get fucked up.
get fucked up,
Yeah.
but before you do that,
Yeah.
because as we all know, the smell is the most powerful
Yeah.
sense of all. You're having smells of Christmas.
Christmas vibes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is why you simmer it. You need those aromas all around.
Oh,
I see.
okay. It does smell very Christmassy in here. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to you trying it. Maybe just to set the story a bit, we're in Athens, aren't we? And that's it's not very Christmassy here. As a British man, I normally what happens is whenever I'm outside in the England, Christmas is like crushing down upon me. Everywhere I go, they're like Christmas, Christmas. And you'll see like Santa Claus dressed up in the street. You'll see, do you know what I mean? Christmas decorations everywhere. They'll go hard on that shit. But here, it feels a bit slack. It feels a bit. Everyone's a bit.
You're not really allowed to go out on the street, Duncan.
It's the COVID situation, you know. The lockdown helps in.
So you're telling me that the Greek people have used that as an excuse not to celebrate?
What I'm
Christmas as
saying
much?
is, Santa might not come this year, kids.
Oh, because
Exactly.
he's got COVID. Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying? Yeah, because like he's not the healthiest man. He's definitely
yeah.
in the high risk group.
Because the problem is you
Yeah.
could give him COVID-19 and then potentially end Christmas forever. So please, kids, socially distance yourself from Santa.
And I think
Santa and slap.
maybe a warning to Santa, maybe be a bit cautious during these uncertain times, because you know it could be like, for example, his beard's quite big, right?
Yeah?
And you know how if you touch a cat and then you touch the cat and then you get the COVID on your hands and you spread it around,
What?
there could be a same vibe going on in Santa's beard. So don't touch his beard.
And don't sit on his lap.
Yeah.
Imagine him
hands.
opening all those letters from all those hands. being
yeah,
touched and-
exactly.
It's. I can't believe that he's not having it. Mrs. Santa as well. I'm pretty
I
sure.
know,
of it.
yeah. Jesus. I think without further ado, Alexis and I will go and get our mulled wine. We're going to present it to you, Harris. Here is our preparation, and
Yeah.
it's
Enjoy.
it, I guess. I mean, if you can.
This week on Christmas Nightmares, it's the battle of the mulled wines with two chefs facing off.
So I've made mulled wine before, but not for a long time. So I have looked at a recipe and refreshed my memory, but I'm not following it. I just looked at it, looked at the ingredients, so I'm just kind of freestyling a little bit. I think it counts, right?
Meanwhile, in the red kitchen, Alexis has a different idea.
From my understanding, mulled wine is wine, sugar, and some Christmas shit. I actually like mulled wine, but never make it because, you know, the main ingredient is wine.
Can you go wrong with mulled wine? I don't know. As long as it's sweet and got lots of spicy flavour, it's all good, maybe. So I've started with about 3 tablespoons of honey. I've peeled an orange, I've peeled a lemon and a lime, and I've put the peel in there with the honey. Also put some ginger, maybe a bit of a wild card. I thought that might be quite nice.
As Duncan mixes his fruits in the blue kitchen, in the red kitchen, Alexis tests the wine.
I've got here like a liter and a half of just cheap red wine. I asked for the sweetest one they had, and they said this is it. Disgusting. We might be able to do something about that, so I've got a pan going. Gonna pour in the wine. Probably shouldn't have the pan going.
As Alexis reconsiders his life choices, in the blue kitchen, Duncan has his own problems.
So I'm in Athens, and I don't speak Greek really at all. And that makes shopping a little bit tricky sometimes. So I've got a bottle of wine, but I don't know anything about it. Obviously whack it all in. I think all of it? Do I put all of it in? I might want some later. So,
After the wine disaster, Alexis takes the opposite approach.
round 2. Yeah, alright. So now the wine is actually going in without burning. The whole thing? Fuck it. Put the whole thing in. What else are you going to do with this wine?
Okay, so I put the wine in. Now I'm going to add some Spicington Bears. So I have some cloves. I reckon about six cloves.
I've got an assorted amount of Christmas shits. Some cinnamon sticks. I've got some allspice. Then I have some cloves. Not sure how many I'm supposed to put in. I'm just gonna play it safe-ish and put like a teaspoon. Yeah, fuck it.
Okay, how much cinnamon? I don't want it to be too cinnamony. So I've got one cinnamon stick here. I think one's fine, I reckon. And now I have some bay leaves. I'm thinking maybe three bay leaves.
I've got some nutmeg. I'm gonna go for a half teaspoon.
So now I have some star anise. Like one of these, maybe two, 1, 2. But that makes me think maybe I need 2 cinnamon just to kind of keep ratios.
Got the spices in. I'm gonna put some apple in. And then I have some orange. So orange peel is in. And now I just presume I'm waiting for it to come to simmer when I need to put the sweet stuff.
With the spices and fruit in, the chefs tackle the extra ingredients.
Ooh, I have some vanilla extract. And so this is the conundrum I have. I'll just put in a little diddle, like a half a teaspoon. So now, to add some extra boobles to it, I have some sangria. I put in like half a carton, I think.
So, tablespoon of honey at a time, see how it feels. Swirl that about.
Okay, now some metaxa, some Greek, a Greek spirit, 38%, so it's tray strong. I don't want to put too much in here. Okay, I've just put a healthy diddle in there.
First of all, I've got metaxa. Yeah, this tastes like bad port. It's on its way. It needs like a little bit of zang. So we've got these peppercorns here. Now, I don't think that's traditional, but some of them are red and some of them are white, so in they go.
I think I've added all my ingredients, and now I just need them to kind of hang out together, make small talk that will hopefully develop into more meaningful conversations.
I'll come back to it in about an hour.
In the blue kitchen, Duncan makes a shocking discovery.
I think I should try some. Like it hasn't been simmering for long, but I don't really want to get up again. So, it's hella sweet. Oh no, just a big sweet. Maybe I should put a bit more wine in there to balance it out. Future Duncan won't be happy about that. Okay, it's still quite sweet, but it's not ridiculous. So I'm gonna let that simmer and just hope for the best and see what happens.
With mulled wines and simmer, the chefs get ready for the judgment.
Okay, so it's been about an hour. It smells really Christmassy in here. Do a little taste test. Oh, that's pretty good. Bravo. You're not seeing me because it's a podcast, but I am patting myself in the back, literally.
Hopefully Harris will be happy with it, and I'll beat Alexis. How was it making it mulled wine for you? Was it pretty straightforward? Was it?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really follow any recipe. I was just going by taste. I was like, do I like this? And if the answer was yes, then I kept it. It took me a while to get to yes, but I think I got it. I'm not sure now that I've boiled it, but we'll soon find out.
See, the mistake I made, right, was I put honey in. Right, so I put honey in because I was like, well, it wants to be nice and sweet.
Wait, is that a mistake?
I guess. So I put the honey in, right, and I was like, I did it, and I let it like sizzle on the hob for a while, and then it dawned on me like that's way too much honey. And after that, I decided that I wasn't going to taste it until the end. Actually, until you were there, weren't you, Harris? And I tried it, and it's very sweet. It's very sweet. And I put sangria in there.
Oh, well, sangria is sweet by itself.
I know. So I had a double hit of sweetness. So I wasn't
might
tasting
win
it as
this.
I went along. So.
I might, because I bought wine.
Yeah. You might have won, maybe.
All right, let's find out.
Okay, let's do this. We have all the mulled wine in front of us.
Perfect.
So, Harris, you tell us how should we do this? How would you like to diddle this?
Should we start by looking at it as we do
Yes.
normal wine? Should we try to do it like it's a typical wine, and we try to analyze the smells, the aromas?
That sounds good.
So we can decide which one. It's a healthier way to do that.
Let's do it, baby. I feel. I mean, I shouldn't be the first one to have a comment, but I feel like this one's a lot more fragrant.
Yes.
Yes.
We're having two different in character, which is very good. So we have a very nice and healthy
a
comparison
contrast,
to do.
yeah.
Both of them are complex. In the situation of one of them, which is the less aromatic, you can clearly have more distinct aromas of wine. In the other one, you clearly have the cloven in front of everything, which is the most Christmas aroma you can find. So I'm going to taste them.
Okay.
We're having it in a very nice temperature. Okay. We're having a very hard decision here to make.
I see. Are they both terrible?
No, they're not. They're not. In a way, we're having the two opposite types of mulled wine, whatever you call it. So, in the spirit of Christmas, all of the types of glühwein you're going to make, or mulled wine, or how you prefer to say it, depending on where are you from, needs to smell Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Both of them kind of do. The one is has a lot of fragrance compared to the other one, which helps a little bit to have the room with those Christmas smells that we all like. The thing is that in terms of alcohol, both of them are okay.
Yeah.
You can clearly understand the alcohol, although the darker one is for sure stronger than the other one. You have a bit of more wine aromas. It's a little bit less sweet.
Yeah.
Although this one should be a little bit enhanced.
Right.
You're having a complexity in alcohol. I'm not quite sure if it's stronger, indeed,
Right.
but because it's sweeter and more aromatic, you kind of have it all covered up. So, in my opinion, there is almost no winner here, because if you'd like to have a drink and you know why we're making actually mulled wine, as you said, we want to get fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to say that they're pretty close, but I'll have to go with the aromatic one. And I do believe that this one is Alexis, so I'm going to apologize.
I've been beaten.
I judged it on the Christmas spirit they bring. So
I see. You
the
win.
Christmas spirit of Alexis fills the room. But I don't know, maybe the essence at the end of the night is on the other one.
So Alexis wins because of Christmas.
Yeah. Because of Christmas.
Which, to be fair, because it's a Christmas special, is a good reason to win. To be fair to you, your one is nicer.
Very, very good efforts.
Thank you so much, Harris. Thank you for
declaring me the winner.
Well, didn't you retract and say we were both the winners? Didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So you
I
retract.
kinda
Alexis
remember
winning.
saying that.
So I think congratulations to both of us, as we're both joint winners.
In the Christmas spirit, we're all winners, guys.
All competitiveness aside, yours is better. It's more balanced. A handshake for you, sir. Well done.
Does Greg know it's Christmas time at all?
And now we return to A Full-Mouth Feeling Christmas Carol.
That night, Duncan Scrooge had not been asleep for long when his window opened by itself and a cold winter wind blew in. Shivering, he got out of bed to close it. When he turned around, he saw a middle-aged man whose appearance somehow collectively captured the embodiment of British colonialism. Over his shirt, he wore a neckerchief in the place of a tie. His eyes were sharp and beady like a bird of prey with Down syndrome that sat closely between a swollen red nose. The man stood tall and proud with a condescending look all over his stupid, posh face.
I am Wine Daddy, the ghost of Christmas past.
Christmas bar wine bug. Look, mate, if you're here to file a complaint, then you need to send an email to thefullmalefeeling@gmail.com. But good luck getting an apology from me, you incestuous seat sniffer.
Oh gosh. No, I'm here about another matter.
He said, slightly shocked and confused.
But I've never sniffed a seat in my life, I'll have you know.
Wait, so why are you here then?
Asked Scrooge, surprised.
Why, I've come to rekindle your love of Christmas, old bean.
Said the ghost of Wine Daddy.
But I hate Christmas. Everyone knows that. It's just another excuse for Alexis not to drink wine.
That is what you say, but it wasn't always the case. Now, let me show you something.
Wine Daddy led Scrooge to the window. A window Scrooge had looked out of many times before. This time the view was different. Yet, he recognized it at once. He was looking into a familiar wine bar. It was early evening one summer night, and Scrooge, Marley, and their wine sommelier friend Harris sat around the table, looking at a wine menu. There was so much joy in their faces, so much purity and love. The ghost of Wine Daddy walked up next to the jolly man and quietly asked him,
Whatever happened to this group of happy men?
Scrooge pressed his lips together in contempt.
Here we go again. You've fallen a long way,
said the spirit as Scrooge mimed him talking with his hand. Scrooge rolled his eyes.
Look, Wine Daddy, if you've got something to say, then just say it.
Oh gosh, it's just I've heard that some people get overly triggered by things that have very little consequence.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
Exclaimed Scrooge.
If you're going to a fucking wine bar, then you're drinking fucking wine. Don't order a beer like an absolute mental. It makes it awkward for everyone.
Gosh, calm down, Oatbean, calm down.
The spirit interjected.
You calm down, posh Joseph Fritzl. I just want to enjoy wine with my best friend. Is that so much to ask for Christ's sake?
Bloody hell, someone is rather triggered.
Said the spirit as he slowly disappeared.
What? Where are you going? Don't just disappear, you smug-faced bullbag. The only reason I sound triggered is because you said I was triggered. It's like when people say, "Oh, it is awkward." It wasn't awkward, and so you said it was awkward. Ah!
Scrooge was left alone to simmer in fury. He tried to go back to sleep, but to no avail. He tossed and turned and mumbled under his breath.
You're triggered.
The Full Mouth Feeling Christmas Carol will return after this Larryness.
Well, anyway, so the Christmas special, it's we're recording this on the 23rd of December.
Yeah, well, we also recorded on the 17th of December when, we were smarter. But
that was better us.
Yeah, that was better us. Now it's like last minute us, like we usually are.
Yeah. Up to the last second.
You're having a beer.
I'm having a beer.
I'm also having a beer, but I'm having in a break from my traditional IPA style, I'm going for a Weiss beer.
Oh, nice.
Mainly because it's much easier to get Weiss beers in Greece, and it's really hard to get good IPAs in Greece. So, I don't think you can drink a Weiss beer in any other time than winter.
Yeah, it's a winter beer, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know about like Germans. They must drink it more often, right?
I'm sure they do.
It's colder there, though. Yeah. It's colder than here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, yeah. Sorry, I forget we're in Athens.
Yes, we are in Athens.
For some reason, I still think we're in the UK. Because we're on lockdown and we're always indoors. Like, I could be anywhere. Realistically.
Yeah, Spaceship Duncan.
Yeah, exactly.
So, let's get the gouts on the road, shall we?
Jesus Christ. Like, I know for a fact that if I have more than 2 glasses, okay, I'm tempting fate with 1. Do you know what I mean? 1 little glass, I'm tempting fate. 2, yeah, I mean, I'll have. Do you know what I mean? I'll have a tingle. 3, I won't be walking for Christmas. I won't be walking. I'll be hobbling, and then because I'm having Christmas with you, obviously. Your mum's gonna be like, "Well, what's wrong, Duncan? What's wrong with your limbs?"
I'll, like, my 98-year-old grandma's
Yes.
gonna be overtaking you. Just going like
Helping me to my seat.
quickly."
Yeah, helping me to my seat. Like, yeah. No, I haven't actually suffered. I think I haven't suffered from touch wood. Fuck me. I haven't suffered from gout for quite a long time.
Yeah, 6 months?
Yeah, because basically, I think I had the.
It's not what anyone would call a long time, realistically.
Yeah, no. But basically, I think I had like the first time I properly got gout was this year. It was like February or something. I think it was we were hitting the port pretty hard. And yeah, I just got it like Jesus. I think I'd had it before, but very mildly.
Yeah.
But it was like first, and then I got it bad. And I was like, oh, what's all this ridiculous pain about? Why can't I walk? And then it happened 3 or 4 more times afterwards because I'm very slow to learn my lessons.
Yeah.
But now I know.
When I was growing up, there was this hamburger chain in Greece called Gouty's.
Yeah.
They had this burger called the chili burger.
Oh yeah.
Now, you do expect me, like, I like spicy stuff now.
Yes.
But I didn't up until like a couple of years ago. So there was one time when I thought like, oh, I'll try the chili burger. So I tried the chili burger. Next day, violent diarrhea.
Oh.
I'm not even kidding. The kind of diarrhea where you tempt fate if you leave your front door.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're like not on the bed or like on the sofa, very, very carefully, you're on the toilet.
Yeah.
And any exercise is the distance from where you're sitting to the toilet. So I had that, and I was like, that's a weird thing to happen. Guess what I got next time I went to Goodies?
Did you get another batch of diarrhea?
Another exact same effect.
Really?
Same effect.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh. So the third time, I was convinced it was the chili
So you went
burger.
back for round 3.
Yeah, because you have to have a control.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, okay,
Like,
yeah. I suppose round 3, you're like, yes, I'm.
Definitely,
this place gives me diarrhea. So that would kind of indicate to you that there was something not 100 about their burgers.
Well, every other burger I had was fine.
Ah, right, yeah.
The chili burger in specific, even though I liked the taste, I didn't like the effects.
Interesting. Well, yeah.
So not being ones to learn from past mistakes, should we open this port up?
Let's have some gout. I mean, port.
Smell this cork. It smells
cork
really nice and fruity, actually.
Oh, just because port's fucking nice. Do you know what I mean? It's
well, okay. Should we say what port it is, because I haven't actually mentioned it?
Oh, right.
So it's a Sandyman.
Yeah.
Sandyman. So GOG Sandyman and Sons Limited, Porto, Portugal, fine ruby Porto. Says serve chill, but we're not monsters, right?
No, you don't want it chilled. You want.
I don't think it's a tawny port. I don't know what the difference is in port.
No,
See, this is where Harris would come in handy.
Yeah, right?
We should have just locked him up.
Yeah, he shouldn't have left.
Yeah. So would you like some gout, sir?
Fine. There's a weird thing that I can feel a tingle in my foot. Whenever I think of it, I can feel this tingle in my foot. My gout senses are tingling.
Oh, it smells like a dessert, like an actual dessert. It smells like a panna cotta, maybe.
Oh, or it smells fucking good.
It smells really good. It smells like a black forest. Has like even some chocolatey notes in it, like really rich strawberry, like really ripe strawberries, like those like almost dead strawberries that you were like, should I throw them out or should I eat them? And you eat them, and they're the best strawberries you ever had because they ripened in your fridge or wherever. This is what it smells like. Oh, really, really nice. I'm gonna try some.
I had some as soon as you gave it to me.
Oh, that's this is it's really sweet. Quite like you can feel the alcohol. So, like the moment you taste it, you can feel like all the alcohol. It's not as flavorsome as the smell would suggest it is.
It is, yeah. It is very sweet. Like it's just a tickle too sweet for me.
I see. Well,
And there's no major aftertaste.
I do like it. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I'm gonna drink loads of it.
But yeah, I've had better. I want to say
Like it smells great, which
it
is
smells great. Yeah, I reckon this would go really well in some mulled wine. You know, with hindsight. So dark fruits definitely. All the plums, all the dates, all the wild cherries. Wild cherries? I don't know. There's a bit of earthiness in the flavor. Like has some oak vibes about it. It's not very prominent. I'm not like. But there is some oak vibes. And there's something in the aftertaste that's almost like banana.
really.
Do you not feel that?
I mean, I'm not the palate guy. Like I'm the put it in my body and enjoy the inebriation guy. And if it tastes good going down, that's a bonus.
Some kind of aftertaste that's like a bit more bright, if that makes sense, than the sort of like darker. Do you know? Just feel it. Yeah, that's why I'd say banana, but I'm not 100% sure if it's as right. You know, Harris would definitely lash me.
Yeah. Or he'd praise you.
Yeah, you never know. It's a 50-50 with wine people.
Yeah.
So I'll read what it says in the back. Established by George Sandyman in 1790, Sandyman has been shipping fine Portos all over the world for more than 225 years. This ruby Porto is rich and gloriously red with plum and berry notes. Yeah, got them. Savored with creamy cheeses, chocolate desserts, or fruit pies. Enjoy Sandyman Ruby Tawny or White on their own, on ice, or as a long drink. 19.5%.
Oh, tidy.
Yeah.
Do you think we've been spoiled?
Yes,
Port-wise?
definitely. Oh,
Because I'm trying to think of a time when I've really thought a port is the tits. And it's been quite rare. I think we got some like on the cheap.
yeah. I think it was like Lidl or Aldi.
And I remember thinking quite highly of it. Got some for like £8 or something.
Yeah, I mean this wasn't
Redonkulous.
expensive to be fair. It cost €12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was the only port I could find. Like
Greece.
when I asked the guy, when I go in, I'm like, port please, and he's like, do you want the Sandyman? I don't know, just pick for me.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, it's this one or it's the expensive ones.
Wait, what were the expensive ones?
I don't know. He said like I'd have to go downstairs, and it all seemed a bit dodge.
Downstairs?
There was a downstairs. I think the cellar.
Look, I mean, yeah, I guess that's fair enough.
Yeah. But he said it's this one or the expensive ones. And he looked at me and he saw how I was dressed and the fact that I came in with like my sweatpants.
Yeah.
And they were like, nah, bro, this is for you.
This is the port you deserve. I was gonna Vivino this.
Well, yeah.
So just gonna get Vivino up. I'm gonna take it out of flight mode.
Do you not want to pair this?
Oh.
But I want to say, this is a decoy pairing.
Wait, a decoy pairing? What does that mean? So we can't eat this? I'm so confused. Oh shit. What's this? Oh, is that cheese? Oh, I fucking love a bit of cheese! And jam as well. This is delicious. So,
basically, you know how you treat me with the pairings?
yes.
I thought it'd go the other way.
Oh, you thought you'd flip it on his head and you diddle me.
I thought I'd give you a happy Christmas.
Oh, thank you. Is this my Christmas present? So anyway,
mean-
I'll tell our listeners, Greg, what we have. You've got me. I think it might be a brie.
It is brie.
And I fuck with brie all fucking day. I love brie. Like, if there was a way to inject it into me, like my eyeballs, you know what I mean? Like, I'm cool with that. Like, put that shit in there. Okay, well, do you know what I mean? I've been so unethical. I've just put my hands all over the brie. Do you know what I mean? I rub my hands all over. I just picked it up.
So, should we do a pairing? You've gone for, like, just
the pure brie. Why don't I eat more brie? Oh, okay, yeah. I think it fires up the gout as well.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, well, basically... Oh.
Well, the jam, no.
Yeah, the jam's no, but the
okay.
cheese is... I mean, it's...
The jam cost 6p a pack.
Yeah.
I didn't want to buy jam that I didn't know I can trust. Did you try it with the port?
Oh, no, sorry. I just... So
Like a third of it is gone.
No, half. Look, half.
Well, I
of the
have
beer is-
like
this
little.
You have a tiny speck in your hand.
Okay, so-
well, cheers. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's greatly appreciated. Merry Christmas. I
Merry
got you
Christmas.
nothing. I've got you nothing.
Well, you got me the fact that we're not drinking wine.
Okay, yeah. And we both love port. That's the thing we bond over is the love of port.
Maybe that's the. Oh, it pairs so well as well.
Cheese and port.
This is so good. Like,
This is my
oh
fucking
wow.
jam.
Do you know, like, you you eat the cheese, drink the port, and you get different notes in the cheese.
Yeah.
You get like all that goatiness or like, sheepiness, I guess. Like, but in a good way, not in a Brancott way.
I'm definitely having gout tomorrow. 100%. I've got the 2 gout givers in my hand. I can't have any more than this. I don't want to tempt fate.
Yeah, the cheese and the ports 100.
This is a nice way to end this year. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
This year's been so shit.
It's been so shit.
It's been such a piece of fucking shit.
I mean, if your year hasn't been shit, if
Yeah.
you're like a funeral director, give us an email at fullmouthfeeling@gmail.com. We've had 0 emails.
Oh,
Actually, actually, we had 1 email.
do you want more of this brie? 'Cause I'm
And I'm
eating
going to
all,
read it
sorry.
on air.
Wait,
because
we've got an email.
yes, but also no. A guy called Pete,
Pete.
emailed us a marketing message.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's
that
just
was
like a.
that was back in August.
Do you know what I'm surprised about?
Yeah.
It's like how we found the fuck. Like us.
Exactly,
We have
like-
what 10? Is that generous?
In
8
in
Instagram
August,
followers?
especially, like we had maybe Greg.
We launched 3 weeks before that.
Yeah.
We had 100 listens.
I don't understand how he did it, but like he said,
Greg.
"Hey, I noticed Full Mouth Feeling is gaining traction." First lie.
Yeah. Well, no, we now know that Pete's a liar.
Yeah, Pete's a
He's a no
definite
good
liar.
piece of shit liar.
And then it's like offering podcast transcription services.
Right,
I'm not going to
okay.
read the whole email. I just wanted to point out, if you're sending us a marketing message, first of all, don't. You know, like, you know we don't make money out of this, right, Greg?
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't email us.
Just to be clear, like, Greg doesn't have any money, so how would we have money?
exactly.
You know, like.
So yeah, if you're planning to send us a marketing email, start out with like, "You're piece of shit. Buy this thing."
Yeah.
And we'll be like, at least he's honest.
Yeah, at least he's been real with us. Like,
Or she.
yes, or she. You pieces of shit. You could buy this if you had money. This is
Yes.
Yeah.
If you were successful or good looking.
If anyone listened to your podcast
Or had a good
other than
voice.
Greg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything. Do you know what I
Any
mean?
of this, yeah.
Talent.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just anything.
The air with the full mouth feeling, rocking around the dino tree, have a happy Hanukkah.
And now we return to A Full Mouth Feeling Christmas Carol.
Scrooge thought he could hear a noise from the kitchen. He snuck down the dark hallways and peeked in. It looked as though someone was watching the football while scoffing down Dino Grigio from a pint glass. Scrooge wondered who could drink wine like this. And as the refrigerator door closed, he wished he hadn't, because there stood a giant thug of a man with identical Watford FC tattoos on each arm and a high-vis jacket.
Oh, hello, mate. Are you a ghost too?
Asked Scrooge.
What do you think, you mug?
Replied the spirit with his mouth full of Dino wine. He swallowed and then continued.
I'm Terry the Builder, the cheese and toast of Christmas present.
Are you gonna show me more visions?
Yeah, something like that. Now bring your mincy little faggot balls over here.
He grabbed Scrooge by the wrist and the whole kitchen vanished. Now they were in a much smaller space, in the cramped dining van. Greg Cratchit slab squatted on the floor leading his family in prayer.
Oh Lord, thank you for the glorious banquet you have provided me on this Christmas Eve.
Wait, what banquet? Is it behind that bowl of slop?
Asked Scrooge.
It's a bit xenophobic, isn't it, mate?
Remarked the ghost.
That is a bashed jalvoni. It's a beautiful earthy broth that will soothe your palate and cleanse your soul.
But something's missing.
Scrooge noted.
Full mouth feeling. isn't playing on repeat.
Oh, it's very observant of you, mate. Well done.
The spirit said sarcastically.
But yet, they look so happy.
Greg proceeded in his prayer.
Please look after our family, especially Tiny Greg, who needs your miracles the most because of the alcoholism.
Scrooge remembered Cratchit mentioning the name before, but he never really paid attention, as he assumed it was some weird Greg stuff. But now he carefully observed the boy. He was small and thin, with a soaked cloth strapped to his head. He looked very sick and clearly couldn't walk well, but his eyes shone bright with warmth and innocence. Cratchit continued.
Also, please bless Mr. Scrooge and let him have a Merry Christmas.
His wife's face turned red when she heard this.
Bloody hell, Greg. You really going to pray for that waffle stomp?
She demanded.
I've never met a bigger piece of shit in my life. If he paid you as much as he should, we could move out of this tiny little van. We could.
She looked at Tiny Greg for a moment, and then she began to cry. Cratchit held her hand and said,
Honey, the podcast doesn't make any money. I am the only one that listens to the podcast, and sometimes you, when you overhear Scrooge playing it to me.
Although he would never admit it, Scrooge's eyes began to water too.
Tell me, Terry, will Greg ever enjoy the podcast?
He asked.
I think it's unlikely, mate, because your podcast is fucking dog shit.
Oh, well, what of Tiny Greg? Will he get better at least?
Probably not, mate, because they keep rubbing sandpaper on his head, soaking that rag with 95% grain alcohol, and keep it on his head all day. I'm pretty sure that will kill most kids.
Scrooge grabbed the ghost and shook him.
It's not right.
He cried.
He's just a little tiny Greg boy.
Right, hands off, you nonce.
The spirit said as he faded away. Scrooge was left in his kitchen. He knew the final ghost would be with him soon.
The Full Mouth Feeling Christmas Carol will return shortly.
I would say that at my funeral,
Yes.
there's two things I want.
Brie and port?
Brie and port for that's the only food I want serving is brie.
Yeah.
But no water or anything, just port. Mm-hmm. And I want drum and bass. Oh. I want it to be a drum and bass funeral with port and brie. So basically, drum and bass. It's like a rave, I guess. Anyone that wants to say anything has to freestyle over the drum and bass. And it will be like it will go on like through the night. Do you know what I mean?
Can I ask something? What's the difference between drum and bass and jungle?
So, drum and bass is a derivative of jungle. So it evolved from jungle.
Oh, okay.
And
what's the difference, though?
The difference is I'm not 100% sure, but drum and bass is just shitter. So, what do we do? Do we just enjoy the pour, enjoy the moment, reminisce? Or do we find a purpose for this?
Well, see what happened right here. We both enjoyed the same wine-based spirits.
Yeah.
Had a bit of fucking brie. All the brie. And everyone's happy.
Actually. Good point. I mean, I'm happy now. I'm not going to be happy tomorrow morning. I won't be. I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
So I don't have any more.
Not even to wash away the brie.
I mean, yeah, the thing was, as I said that, I was like, I've just had a bit of cheese, so...
Did you find it on Vivino then?
Yes, okay, so Vivino, right? So, Sandy Man, right? Okay, and as always, I'm going to ask you, what do you think it's been given out of 5 stars by 3,591 persons?
That's a lot of persons. 3.5.
Close, very close, 3.8.
Oh, that's quite a difference in Vivino numbers. So this is better than your average port. You mean
I don't know about that.
No, to me it isn't. It's fine. It's your average port. So how much do we rate it though? That's the thing.
I think a 3 star. Do you know what I mean? Like I think a
3 star.
Yeah, if you think 2.5 is like half.
It's not half. It's not.
Yeah,
like it's.
That's why
it's better than the average wine. Do you know what I mean?
What?
Like, if Vivino rates all wines, so this, compared to a wine, is like a few stars above. It's a few stars above any wine we've ever tried.
You're rating this. You're not rating it against wines. You're rating this.
Well, against what though? Like, you can't
Just
have
itself.
But how do you know what's a 5 and what's a 1 if you don't have anything else to compare it to?
Okay, well, this as a port is
As a port, I'd say it's like
60%. It's a 3-starer, 3.2.
Yeah. Okay, for port. If this were stacked against all the ports I've tried, it would be about 70%. I'd say like it's like 3 stars.
I get that. 3.5 if you fancy it.
Anyway, you want to read my review?
Okay, right. So, lovely bit of gout. Pair with some brie for a full Duncan-gasm. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Done. Diddled.
We didn't see what other people said, but I'm sure,
Wait, Saturday with the letter P for port from Porto, Portugal. This is Ruby Port. Ruby Port. It's
Is this
the
like a slam
freshest
poetry?
and least complex of all ports. Another style from... Oh, wait.
He's not wrong. They're not wrong.
Guess
about
who it's from?
Who?
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn?
No.
LinkedIn.
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 Oh no.
LinkedIn.
Oh no.
Wait. Is it...
No. Sometimes I have this thing where I laugh too hard and I get really lightheaded. And what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to talk about anything other than that man's ridiculous name.
Honestly,
I don't want to laugh. I don't want to talk about this.
Okay, if LinkedIn has... If the social media website didn't exist, that would be absolutely fine. But it's like kids being named ISIS. It's like, yeah, it's a normal name. It's a normal Egyptian goddess name.
Sure.
But it's also a terrorist organization.
Yeah.
If LinkedIn didn't exist, none of this laughing would have happened. None of this laughing. LinkedIn is the real monster. No, I mean, not this. The social media website for ruining this poor man's name. Anyway, sorry, LinkedIn.
We have to move on. I don't want to laugh at this anymore.
Okay. I apologize to Mr. Tin.
Just certain things really tickle me, and this is one of them. Okay. No.
Okay. So, moving on. This was a good episode. I mean, we're going to try to...
I definitely have gout, and I feel really lightheaded.
Oh, okay. So should we wrap up?
Yes. Okay. Well, I had a really fun episode. I mean, there were
for all the gout.
There were some negatives, but it's been a nice Christmassy thing. This is the first Christmassy thing I feel like we've done, apart from the other episode.
This is the first podcast where we communally enjoyed everything.
Yeah, we both agreed that we enjoyed it. Cheers. Merry Christmas to you all. I hope you all have a...
Kwanzaa.
Yes.
Or Hanukkah.
Or what do Scientologists do?
Tom Cruise Day.
Tom Cruise Day. The Cruise Day.
Yeah. Happy Tom Cruise Day, everyone. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
As always. Thanks to Jan Marcinek for reading out the Full Mouth Feeling Christmas Carol.
Thank you very much, bro.
Thanks to my brother Stratus for Stray Dog for lending us his microphone and for other stuff. Thanks to Harry Chrisikopoulos, a resident wine sommelier and bad boy,
for being the legend you are.
And thanks to LinkedIn.
No, we're not going down that rabbit hole again. We put it to bed. No, I don't want no.
Okay. This has been the Full Mouth Feeling.
It has. Merry Christmas to one and all.
And to all a good Hanukkah.
And I hope that everyone has a lovely Christmas, and thank you for listening.
And a fulfilling Kwanzaa.
Indeed. Take care. This has been the Full Mouth Feeling.
This is the Full Mouth Feeling. This is the Full Mouth Feeling. This is the Full Mouth Feeling. A Christmas special.
And now we're back
with a full mouth feeling Christmas carol on the Full Mouth Feeling Broadcasting System.
Though all the windows were closed, cold wind blew, and out of the shadows rolled a dark cloaked figure in a wheelchair, the wheels squeaking as he inched towards him.
Ah, the ghost of Christmas future, I presume.
Scrooge said. He noticed the spectre's ankles were swollen red, and it seemed that any movement of the limbs brought the apparition great pain.
Wait, are you a fellow gout sufferer?
With a tremendous groan, the gout-riddled phantom gestured with his red swollen hand for Scrooge to follow.
Fine, let's get it over with.
Scrooge sulked. Walking slowly down the hall, Scrooge suddenly found himself at a funeral. A handful of people listened to the dry service.
Who has such a boring funeral? Who does that?
He looked at the tombstone to see his own name written on it. Duncan Henry Scrooge. Died painfully of gout.
And now it's time for the party.
The priest exclaimed and tore his robe to reveal a sexy DJ outfit.
Oh my god, the drum and bass funeral I have always wanted. This is great!
Scrooge said happily as the priest threw the microphone to Scrooge's mom.
Yo, my son's dead and I'm full of grief. I'll shed a tear as I lay this wreath. I've got a flow like Hannibal Lecter. That's right, I'm gonna infect ya.
Did you bring me here to show me that I'm doing everything right? Everything's 100?
The ghost of Christmas gout shook its head violently, but it was too late.
Yeah, and maybe if Greg didn't spend so much time with his son, I could get another sketch in per episode. And maybe I'm spending too much on the pairing. It all makes sense! Yes!
As Scrooge jumped up, he found himself back in his bed. It was early afternoon. At first, his mind was blank, but then he remembered his night. He went to his window and asked the passing boy,
You, boy, what day is it?
Boy, it's Christmas Day, sir.
The boy replied.
That's excellent,
said Scrooge.
You find it in your heart to give an orphan boy some money, sir?
Said the little boy meekly.
You fucking what? Fuck off.
Scrooge scowled and spat in his face. In the Cratchit house, Greg and his family were slob squatting round their meager meal with their guest Alexis Marley, who was sitting like a normal person when the door flung open. In came people holding wines of all types, shapes, and sizes. And who was to follow but his boss, Duncan Scrooge?
Mr. Scrooge, sir, what brings you here on this day?
Greg asked.
Did you maybe have an epiphany or something?
Alexis inquired cheekily.
Yes, I have. Okay, we need to start the Full Mouth Feeling Season 2 immediately. No time to waste, Mr. Greg.
Greg sighed.
Yes, Mr. Scrooge.
Marley buried his face in his hands.
So you're telling me all the actors we hired, the sets we built, the special effects, the drum and bass praised, and the 12 months of planning was all for nothing? In fact, it's just convinced you to do more full mouth feeling.
Yes.
Scrooge replied with a look of glee in his eye.
And it will be longer and more painful than the last, with wines from all over the world except New Zealand. And we'll spend less money on the pairings, one more disgusting than the next.
Scrooge proclaimed.
No time to waste, Mr. Greg. We'll have to work through Christmas and maybe even New Year's. Let's go. I'm not paying you for nothing.
You don't pay me at all, sir.
Greg said.
Maybe I need to start charging you, for the privilege of working with me.
Duncan Scrooge pondered.
And if you say no, I will call the NSPCC and have Tiny Greg taken away from you for child abuse.
And everyone sighed, and as Tiny Greg observed,
God help us, everyone!
The end.
Was the night before Christmas when all through the van the stench of dried herring arose from a can.
a bit of strong vodka and sliced pickled egg, all finely prepared by the sweet Polish Greg. His t-shirt was off and a rag in his hand, with his head scratched up badly from the paper of sand, pressing quickly and firmly without fucking about, and settling down for a little pass out. When in his front pocket started ringing his phone, he opened it up unobserved with a groan. He let out a sigh and looked at the ceiling, for he knew it was time for the full mouth feeling. The mics had been dusted, the levels were good. The Dino sold out in the whole neighborhood. Duncan was ready in his podcasty den, with a clear goal to torture Alexis again. More sour than lemons the wines that they chose, disgusting and fruity with stench on the nose.
Now Dino, now Gallo, now Forbidden Vines, on Brancott, Trevento and other shit wines. Pair with fishes and pickles and of course pickled fish. And chicken paste coffee and cheese on a dish.
He had a red face and his armpits were smelly, and the wine in his glass looked like undercooked jelly. As Alexis dry heaves the horrible foods to uplift Duncan's sadistic moods, the shit-talking picks up a jovial tone, and then they announce, "Let's get Greg on the phone!" It seems like an accident, but it is by design, because both of them know, of course, nothing of wine. Now Greg has to handle the audio abuse, because of how well he knows the fermented grape juice. He sprang to his feet and he picked up his phone, and Slav squatted a little to get in the zone. And only one thing said the sweet Polish elf:
Happy Christmas to all, and go fuck yourself.